Hi, this is Carolyn from Carolyn's Paper Therapy. I've been making a few of these little seed packets and have posted them on several pages, and was asked to do a little tutorial about how they go together. I've not done a tutorial before, but I'll be glad to try, and they're really simple. Get these papers from Chapter 1 papers. Some of these are antique florals and some are French florals. I bought both kits and printed them all out on cardstock. Some I printed on regular paper. I'll see how those go. My plan is to decorate them this far, put them together, decorate them this far, and when I have them all together, I'll get out all my ribbon and lace and buttons and different things that I want to add onto them, and I'll complete this video when I do that. The first thing you're going to do is these come two to a sheet, two different designs on each sheet, and you will go in and cut each one out. The template here of the seed packet and the 3 tags that they have to go on there. And so I have one here that I've already cut out. And once I get it cut out, the next thing I want to do is score these lines so that it folds evenly and neatly. Now this is my combination paper cutter and scoreboard. It has a measuring where you can measure your papers up here. This cuts the paper, and these are the score lines. And this is the little tool that you use to run down the lines. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And the trick is to get it lined up straight and then just press, and that scores the paper. I'll do that for each line here. Okay, now this will be glued together, and I will be inking the edges. And so before I start, I want to do this top edge because it's hard to do after it's glued together. And what I'm using is Distress Ink Vintage Photo, and the purpose is to kind of hide the white edges and to give it a little bit of an aged look. Plus it defines the papers. When you place them in your journal, it's easy to see when you have the darker edges. So now I'm going to put this together. You just fold up the bottom and fold in the side. I put the little edge of the bottom flap inside. In case I put seeds in there, I don't want them falling out the bottom. Then we're going to glue. I've used a lot of different glues. This is what I'm using right now, Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. And I like it because it has this really tiny point on it, and you just get out the amount of glue that you need and not an excess. And when you're done with it, you put a pin down in there and it seals it off. Okay, now you're ready to just fold this over and glue it down. So now you've got your little envelope made. This one came out a little bit over the edge. So if you have that, you can just trim it off with your scissors. Like so. Now we're going to ink all the edges, front and back. Since this is decorated on both sides, I plan to use it as an insert in a pocket rather than gluing it down in my journal. We're going to have a lot of possibilities for this. I'll have some with tags in them, some with tea bags, some with actual seeds, letters, whatever you might want to put in your little packet here. I originally saw someone sharing a journal. When I do your little labels too, and there was a seed packet in one of the pockets, and that's when I went searching for these and found the kit. I have since bought the digital kit for their journals and ephemera that match these. So if you go on Etsy and look up these seed packets, you'll see the other papers that are available. I've been using just a little bit of cheesecloth on some of them to go underneath the labels. And this is just cheesecloth bandages that I had bought, and I tea dyed them. And they're easy to use because they just tear apart. And you don't want them even, you want them to be kind of natural looking. So I'll use it on this one so you can see how I do it. So I'm just going to put down a tiny bit of glue. Some would use fabric glue. I just use the same glue for everything. It seems to hold just fine. And you could place this label wherever you want to. I'm going to put this one up on top here. Each different design has a place that I feel like the label looks the best, and that's where I put it. So there's no rules. You just do what looks good to your eye. On some of these, I'm using this little round circle, layer it on there like this, and some I'm putting at the top. We'll make a tab with a ribbon in it, and it'll be a tag itself. So I'm going to do that with this one. We'll come back later when I do the video later, and there will be a hole in there to put some ribbon through. Go ahead and put one on the back here. These labels will be used to use any way you want to. If you put seeds in there, of course you want to write the name of the seeds. If you put a tea bag in there, you might want to put the flavor of the tea. You might want to stamp it with a sweet saying of some kind. So I'm leaving those blank. Then I have this little box of tags, words that I printed out from a kit from Happiness and Crafting, and I can't remember, Words and Phrases, I think was the name of it. And so I just go through here and kind of pick out one that I think looks pretty. They all look pretty, so it's pretty easy. And glue that on. Again, you can put it wherever you want it, or not at all. This is what I choose to do. Here's the front. And on the back, let's see. Let's use pretty. It's a nice word and the flowers kind of match. So, it is simple as that. You've got your little seed packet that you'll later use to put a tag in, or tea bag, or a note, or anything you can think of that you might want to do. And these are also would make nice favors for a little party that you might have or something. So I will come back when I've got all my laces and ribbons out, and we'll decorate a few of these. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.